Hello everyone, my name is Rilus Dana and I'm back with another Friday live stream. It's been a little while since I've been on here, but I wanted to get on here at least one more time before the end of the year, kind of share some final year end thoughts, some trends that I've been seeing over the years. I haven't been on here because I've been just really busy in my probate and estate planning practice, which is great. And although I've had time blocked out for a live stream on Fridays, usually I get busy doing other things, and I haven't had a chance to go live. But here's some of the things, some of the topics that I'm seeing lately. As I look back over this year and seeing some of the trends, seeing things that I've seen happen this year, and then also looking forward to 2022 and how I'm shifting my practice. So the two major topics today that I want to talk about is one is seller financing. So why would someone sell their house and become the bank? Why would they hold the note on that versus just a traditional sale where they get paid and then reinvest the proceeds? The other thing I want to talk about is the trend that I'm seeing. It's been around for a while. Maybe I just finally participated in it myself, but it's this trend of outsourcing and getting and using help of virtual assistants and people that work remotely. So that's what I want to talk about today. If you have any comments, anything that you'd like to hear about or discuss, you can leave your comments, and I'll try to discuss that. If I don't get to it on today's live stream, we'll get to it in the future in 2022. All right, so first let's talk seller financing. So what is that? So traditionally, someone owns a house, they go to sell it. What they're looking for is the cash, and they take the cash and then they reinvest that. Seller financing would be if a seller owns a property and maybe they still want to get interest, still want to receive an income, but they no longer want to be a landlord. So an option for them is they could sell the property, but hold the note on the property. So that way they would receive interest. Now, why would someone do that? Here's a recent situation that I saw. So I was seeing a legal client, and they're actually in the process. They're going to sell a property. It was a property that she inherited, actually. So she inherited the property quite a while ago and has a low basis in the property. So when she inherited the property, it was worth about $200,000, and today it's worth about $500,000. So her basis in the property is the fair market value when she inherited that $200,000, and if she was to sell the property for $500,000, she would have a gain, a difference between the $500,000 and $200,000 that she would pay a tax on it. Now, this particular person, she was selling the property, just didn't want to be a landlord anymore, doesn't want to deal with tenants and the headache of being a landlord. And she was looking for ways to reinvest the money. So her plan was to 1031 exchange the proceeds from the sale of that house into another investment, another real estate investment. And this particular person, she was thinking about investing in a partial interest in an apartment. So I don't know the details of that investment, but I cautioned her that depending on the assumptions made, it could go bad for her. Meaning, if the interest rate ticked up, usually with commercial properties or usually apartments require commercial financing, which has to get the interest rate resets about every 5 years. Or you can't get long-term fixed rate debt on apartments. It requires refinancing. So the concern is if interest rates go up when it refinances, that apartment investment, it could no longer be cash flowing, and she could actually be losing money on it. So what I offered to her, instead of looking for ways to shield her tax liability when she sold the property, I brought up the idea if she sold the property and became the bank and held the note. So this would accomplish the tax savings in a couple different ways. The first way is it spreads out the gain. So instead of selling or instead of realizing the whole 500,000 in 1 year, where she'd pay a large capital gain tax, um, by becoming the bank and doing seller financing, it allows her to spread that gain over a number of years. So that way it'll keep her income tax liability down. And in addition, the other way that it saves her taxes is that she doesn't have to worry about reinvesting those proceeds. She already has her next investment. And instead of investing in some apartment interest or a large real estate company, she has a security interest in the house. That same house that she used to own is now her security interest for the note. So something to consider out there for the sellers. And this is a trend that I think we'll be seeing more of next year in 2022. There's been a lot of people refinancing, pulling out all the cash. Hopefully they're more responsible than the last kind of downturn in real estate. But my guess is that we're going to be seeing people in the near future that need to sell, that have little equity, or that they just pulled out a big mortgage against the property. So it might make better sense for both the seller and the buyer to consider seller financing or even selling the property subject to the mortgage. So that's something to watch out for next year. Now, the other trend I want to discuss is what I've seen in my law practice. So when I started 2021, my team and my business looked a lot different than what I'm finishing this year with. So the trend, what I've seen, I've streamlined. I have less employees in the office. I no longer have any associate attorneys, and I've utilized one virtual assistant to answer my phones and another virtual paralegal. So this has made my life a lot better. So it's made my practice a lot more efficient, a lot more profitable, and it's just made my life more enjoyable. Instead of spending time managing more employees, I spend more time practicing law, which is what I enjoy. So let me share my screen here, some of the resources. I've been talking about this virtual assistant trend. Let's see here. So here's mottlegal.com, and what I wanted to point out here, if you go to resources and continuing education, I have an event that I did. So this event on November 18th, it's still available to watch. The replay is available. So attorneys, if you're interested in incorporating virtual assistants, virtual paralegals, and new revenue sources for your law firm, you can watch this replay here. Other things I've been doing in 2021 is recording some courses, more training for attorneys. This goes together with how they can hire virtual assistants. All right. So that's the main thing for looking towards next year. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of opportunities. There we go. I'm back. So next year, I think we'll be seeing opportunities for seller financing, or that's something that I'm going to be aware of. I'm looking at, and then also attorneys and just all businesses in general. I think we're going to see more outsourcing of positions to people that are outside of the state, outside of the country, even, or just outside of the office. So this trend of outsourcing, it allows you to get someone very specialized in your business, and what it does is it opens up your the pool that you're looking for in your business to people all over the world. So you're not limited to people that can drive into your office. As long as they got an internet connection, generally that's all you need, and that they can be on your team and work together seamlessly as a live member of your team. So it's pretty cool that that's now available. It's now pretty easy to do, to add a virtual assistant and to work remotely with all the technology. So I'm looking forward to more of that next year. And let me know what you're looking forward to next year and what your trends are, what you learned from 2021 and what you see in 2022. Thank you.